Is the world on the brink of a nuclear crisis? A question that weighs heavy on our minds as we consider the recent developments in Iran's nuclear program. The clock is ticking, and the stakes are high. In a world where peace and security are paramount, the specter of nuclear weapons casts a long, ominous shadow. Iran, a nation with a turbulent history and a contentious relationship with many of its global counterparts, has been making headlines for its accelerated nuclear activities. The international community watches with bated breath as Iran increases its stockpile of uranium, enriched to near weapons-grade levels. This isn't just a minor infraction. No, this is a flagrant violation of international demands, a brazen defiance that could have far-reaching consequences. The International Atomic Energy Agency, or IAEA, has issued a stark warning. Iran, they say, has amassed enough uranium to manufacture several nuclear bombs. This revelation isn't just alarming, it's a direct challenge to the delicate balance of power that maintains global stability. The potential for such destructive power in the hands of a single nation is a chilling prospect that we can't afford to ignore, but how did we get here? To understand that, we need to look back at the 2015 nuclear deal. Crafted by world powers, this agreement imposed strict limits on Iran's nuclear program. It was a pact of trust, a promise for a safer future. But that trust was shattered when the United States withdrew from the deal in 2018. In response, Iran abandoned these limits and began enriching uranium to 60% purity, a significant leap that brings them dangerously close to weapons-grade material. With Iran accelerating its nuclear program, the world is watching closely, and the stakes are high. As the ticking clock of Iran's nuclear ambitions grows louder, the world must grapple with the potential consequences. What will the future hold? Only time will tell. How is the world responding to this escalating situation? The international community has been keeping a keen eye on Iran's nuclear program with growing concern and alarm. The situation is indeed dire. Iran's dash to the bomb, as some have termed it, has sparked calls for swift and decisive action to deter the nation from progressing towards a nuclear weapon. These calls are not limited to halting uranium enrichment alone. The international community recognizes the complexity of the situation, emphasizing the need to address all aspects of Iran's nuclear program. This includes the troubling aspects such as weaponization activities. The evidence, as reported by the International Atomic Energy Agency, suggests a considerable increase in Iran's stockpile of uranium enriched to near weapons-grade levels. But the concern doesn't stop there. There's also the issue of Iran's lack of cooperation with the IAEA, disruptions to surveillance cameras, and threats to pursue atomic weapons. The United States in particular is being urged to take a lead role in this crisis. The calls are for the US to take decisive action, to roll back Iran's nuclear weapons program and strengthen deterrence. The aim is clear: to prevent Iran from reaching a point where it can quickly produce a nuclear weapon. This is a race against time, a race that the world cannot afford to lose. The collapse of the 2015 nuclear deal with world powers following the US withdrawal in 2018 has left a void. Iran has since abandoned the limits imposed by the deal and enriched uranium to 60% purity. The international community is now grappling with the repercussions of this breakdown. Yet amidst the rising tensions and escalating threats, the world remains hopeful. The international community is united in its concern and resolve to prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon. But the question remains: the international community is united in its concern, but will it be enough to deter Iran? Only time will tell. What does a nuclear-armed Iran mean for the world? This question is one that's been echoing in the halls of international diplomacy for quite some time now. It's a question that carries with it a heavy weight, and one that has implications far beyond the borders of Iran itself. To understand these implications, let's first look at the regional dynamics. Iran and Israel, two of the most influential players in the Middle East, have been locked in a tense standoff for years. The recent escalation in threats and attacks from both sides only serves to amplify the potential danger of a nuclear-armed Iran. A nuclear-armed Iran could significantly alter the balance of power in the region, potentially triggering a nuclear arms race. But the implications don't stop at the Middle East. Let's shift our gaze to India, a country that shares a complex and nuanced relationship with Iran. A nuclear-armed Iran could pose a significant challenge for India. On one hand, India has strong economic ties with Iran. On the other hand, India has also been a vocal proponent of nuclear non-proliferation. A nuclear Iran could force India into a difficult position, potentially straining its diplomatic relations and reshaping its foreign policy. The implications extend even further, reaching the very heart of global security. A nuclear Iran could undermine the global nuclear non-proliferation regime, potentially encouraging other countries to pursue nuclear weapons. It could disrupt the delicate balance of power and destabilize an already volatile region. It could also lead to a new era of nuclear brinkmanship, with the world once again teetering on the edge of a nuclear precipice. The implications of a nuclear-armed Iran are vast and far-reaching. They touch upon regional dynamics, international relations, and global security. They force us to reconsider our notions of power, diplomacy, and security. They compel us to question the very fabric of the international order. As Iran edges closer to developing a nuclear weapon, the world must grapple with the implications of this new reality. This isn't just about Iran. It's about us, about our world, and about the kind of future we want to shape. Now that we've taken a deep dive into the implications of a nuclear-armed Iran, let's explore the potential solutions. One avenue is diplomacy. The Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, or JCPOA, signed in 2015, was a significant diplomatic achievement that aimed to limit Iran's nuclear program. However, the US withdrawal from the agreement in 2018 and Iran's subsequent steps to ramp up its nuclear activities have put the effectiveness of this approach into question. Yet, many argue that a revised, more comprehensive agreement could still provide a path forward. Another solution could be deterrence, where the international community, led by countries like the US and their allies, could maintain a credible threat of retaliation to discourage Iran from using nuclear weapons. However, this approach comes with its own set of challenges and risks, including escalating tensions and the potential for miscalculations leading to conflict. Finally, there's the option of engaging Iran economically. By lifting sanctions and reintegrating Iran into the global economy, the international community could incentivize Iran to curb its nuclear ambitions. But again, this strategy is not without its drawbacks, as it could potentially empower Iran to further its regional ambitions. In conclusion, there are no easy solutions to the issue of a nuclear-armed Iran. Each potential path comes with its own set of challenges and uncertainties. Yet, the gravity of the situation demands that the international community continues to search for a viable solution, one that ensures regional stability, upholds the nuclear non-proliferation regime, and promotes a more peaceful world.